Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Hey guys, welcome back to the Fake Ass Book Club. This is your girl Moni.
And this is Kat.
Kat, you are adorable.
No, you're adorable.
No, you are.
No, you are.
You are.
No.
Oh
we both are.
We both are. I missed you. I miss talking to you.
I know. It feels like it's been so long.
It's crazy. I'm spoiled now. I'm used to talking to you all the time, and
this
not all the time, but it's like usually if I haven't talked to you, it's because I'm like oppressed with work, and this time I was like getting golden brown, getting toasty at the beach.
Yeah.
Friend, so.
Yes, you're as the elders would say, brown as a bean.
Yay, I'm trying, guys. I am. I'm trying. Well, anyway, guys, welcome back to this fun little podcast that we do every week. Kat's got I don't know what that is, the mason jar full of deliciousness. I don't know, what's in there? What you got there, friend?
Pink drink.
Pink drink. I like it. I like pink drink.
It's a little pink drink. It's some kind of, what is it the Spanish or Italian word for grapefruit? Paloma?
Ooh.
It's a little Paloma sparkly thing.
Ooh, it has alcohol in it?
Only a little.
First of all, the fact that you sniffed it, like it might be a secret, you're dumb. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, you know what? I think I need to let y'all in on something. So this episode this week, guys, is what we are referring to our like catch up week. We're gonna do a little hot topics. We're gonna do a little catching up because, like I said, we haven't really had a chance to do that. So hopefully you guys don't mind. So we're gonna jump right into it this week, and let's dedicate this episode, friends. So hands over your hearts, everyone. Welcome back to another fun episode. As always, we have to start this thing off dedicating it to the real MVPs who are our patrons and our supporters. You guys, thank you. No, like for real, thank you so much. We truly appreciate all of your support. Also, I want to dedicate this episode to the healing power of the ocean and the beach and the sun and to nature. Because I mean, for the last week I got to just really enjoy being, and it felt so nice. Like I forgot what it was like to just do nothing, and so I'm super grateful for that. And the beach really helped me get recentered and rejuvenated. So thank you to the world and to life. What about you, friend?
Thank you, friend. Yes, and to that, I want to first and foremost dedicate this to my family, especially my mom. She's really been on my heart lately, and she really gave me some good news the other day. And I'm not going to say because I don't put her business out there like that, but this one's going out for her. And a second side dedication to whoever recorded footage from the Bama Brawl. And everyone who becomes an amateur videographer when some lowdown stuff is going down. Ooh. Y'all are the unsung heroes behind the camera phones. And, you know, people always are like, why are you recording instead of going out there? A lot of times getting that footage is way more valuable than what my little limp wrist can do. So, you know.
When you put it like that, friend, that actually does give me some new respect for them people out there.
So dedication over.
Okay, I like
but that was one of the things, because I feel like all the podcasts I listen to, they've all been talking about the Bama Brawl, and I've been like, well, I have a podcast. I would like to I have a podcast, and I have people from the South, so I feel like we should be talking about it. But I was like, yeah, I gotta wait till, you know, Ace comes back. So for everybody who missed it, if you're not on Patreon, you missed out. We watched it in real time. Because what's so crazy is I was waiting to watch it until you got back. I didn't know you hadn't watched the whole thing yet either.
No, I had just seen clips of it because I didn't know what it was. Like, because I was out of town and because there was already a chance that I wasn't going to watch the shit anyway. Because you know me, I'd be like, I like being blissfully unaware. Like, it keeps me happy. I have enough depressing things going on. I don't need real life like encroaching. But
What did you say earlier? You changed the channel.
you just gotta change. Yeah, I gotta change the channel so I can just stay up. You know what I mean? But when I heard the context, I think when I finally peeked in on social media and saw that Van Lathan posted it, I do tend to like to hear his point of view on certain things. So I thought, oh, okay. When he posted it, he was like, "Hear me out." Because again, my first thought was like, this feels like some fuck shit. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see a bunch of people fighting and shit. Like, I don't want to see it. But then when it was like, yo, but they be saying we don't come together though. And even though it's a, like, we hate for it to be, this is the example, but also this is the example. You know what I'm saying? Here's an example of people like showing up for each other. So if you don't mind, not like people don't know, but like, not to be patronizing, but like just do a little background of like what it happened with us.
I love doing a breakdown. You ain't gotta ask me.
I love hearing
Oh my goodness. Okay, so look, y'all. What was this? A couple weeks ago. It's a beautiful sunny day on the coast in Alabama. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been over. Do you know what it was the coast of?
It's called the Bammy.
The Bammy.
No,
because this.
You said it. You're so stupid.
You were so authoritative. That's why you should be that way all the time. I just joined your cult.
Yeah, listen. This was okay. The whole time we were going through Alabama.
Fabulous. What I do know about the dock is that one of the things it was famous for back in the day is that's where they would bring the slaves in for the slave trade. So real talk, because that was the thing. Because this thing has people talking about it, so people got to bring something new to the table. So yeah, and I also learned that the folding chair was invented by a black man.
This is too much for me.
I'm sorry, I haven't even described what happened yet, but for people who are familiar with the story, you'll know why that provides an extra delicious amount of context.
Wow.
So it's a beautiful day at this, for people who've boated before, the vibes. There's docks, there's rules. I was saying this earlier when it comes to
it. Okay, the incident was at Montgomery's Riverfront Park. Okay,
thank you. Yes, thank you. We love facts at the Fake Ass Book Club.
I try when I can.
So, like I was telling Moni earlier, I'm not a boat person. I'm not a nautical person, but I'm a reader, and I'm familiar with, some of the life. And a big part of Nautica is rules. You have to follow the rules. I remember that from that episode of Friends when Rachel was trying to teach Joey how to sail, and she was being super mean. But you know what's even meaner? Getting hit in the face by one of them things when they're swinging down or whatever. I don't know. A bow? Is it a bow? I don't know. Probably. Whatever it is, drowning is real. Like all that stuff is very real. You have to be very careful around the water. There's a lot of rules, a lot of good rules. So there was a pontoon boat that was illegally parked, and apparently these people have been in trouble before. They have been repeatedly asked to move. They wouldn't move. And so you imagine if you had taken a boat tour, had a great day, it's time to get off, and y'all are still stuck on the boat.
Right, like I'm tired, man. I've been out here sweating and drinking. I gotta use the bathroom. I don't want to use this one. I'm like, I need to leave. And these fuck faces are out here.
Yes. So guess what? Your pontoon boat is getting towed. So they're having a reaction of a lot of people when they find out their stuff's getting towed. They want to argue with the authorities. So at this point, the people who are getting told, it's a white family that's been known for causing trouble. And then this is a black dock worker, an older gentleman, and he's explaining what's going on. And they just start attacking this man. And then a bunch of other black people start coming to his aid. Even one guy jumps in the water to get to him, fully clothed with his shoes on and everything. Yes, that's how you know he was young.
He didn't have.
And like I said, as someone like me, I would have done my part by recording it. But he did his part by getting in the water. He was like, when you see something, do. He didn't say see something, say something. He's like, you see something, do something. Yeah. And so, it went on for a little while. Famously, this guy hits a woman in the face with a chair. Also, that one lady, she kicked the guy when he was down just because she wanted to do something. That was some punk ass shit.
I mean, it wasn't like the most beautiful display of like human nature. Like, I mean, the best case scenario would have been these douchebags just moving their boat when they were asked to. And
That's not what douchebags do.
yeah, I still don't understand what the problem was, why they felt like they didn't need to move it other than just.
I bet I know why. I think you have to pay for those docks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you're asked to move when the authorities come, like, what percent chance that if you were parked there knowing that you weren't supposed to be parked there and somebody asked you to move your shit out the way, would you have still been parked there? What's the percentage?
Oh, it'd have been 0. Because
Okay,
I know,
so-
like, getting my car towed is a hassle. I can only imagine what getting a boat towed must be like.
Done.
Like, I imagine that's probably a very expensive, I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. I would not know. I'm not in that world.
Yeah.
But I think it was beautiful in a way that people came together to protect, someone who's being wronged.
Because it was just like, well, so that part was beautiful, but like when you're saying like the people who weren't recording it to be like, okay, I need to document this to make sure that this doesn't get spun in the wrong way, or the only reason why I'm hitting here is to protect this person or to protect myself because I'm directly involved. Like when you're just walking by because you like fighting and you're just like,
oh yeah,
just adding all that little dumb shit in there. It'd be like, man, don't do that. Like, So yeah, I did. I had to sort of, once I got the whole story, it was like, yeah, like this is definitely, I'm glad that they came. Because I mean, that man was getting jumped by a bunch of thugs. That's what I thought. It
was a gang of fuchsia, flip-flops. Some of them had on flip-flops. I don't think, now I'm a lover, not a fighter. So, but I do know just from hearing people who talk about fighting, like you can't really fight very well in flip-flops. You could actually do a better job barefoot. Like the Krav Maga kind of stuff.
I don't need.
Yeah, so they weren't serious anyway. Y'all don't really know how to do anything right. You're not boating correctly. You're not fighting correctly. I will say, shout out to the Miss Pat, the Pat Down, with Chris and Dion. Their reaction to it was fabulous. I really loved hearing their commentary on it.
I gotta go back and listen. I have not. I'm behind on my podcast.
It's understandable.
Yeah,
it can start to feel like homework. Mm-hmm. But maybe I can find a clip of it and send it to you. I think clips are just the wave of the future.
I got some catching up to do, but yeah, I think that for the most part though, it is nice because I just feel like had this not been recorded, it probably would have got it. It would have been like, it would have been spun a different way, I think. And it's hard. I don't know what people are trying to say about it outside of what I saw, which was clearly this man was trying to do his job and people had a problem with that, and then they attacked him. He was getting jumped up on, and people came to his defense, and then there was superfluous shit happening after that. But I think for the most part, people were just trying to keep him protected, and it's a shame when just being asked to move your boat turns into a huge fucking citywide a physical altercation. Like, really though? Like that.
It didn't have to come down to that, but I think the reason why it got so much traction is because it's sort of a parallel to just the problem that America has in general, which is our tremendous racism. Just the tremendous, like I said, this happened in a port where people who looked like this dock worker were sold as property. Mm-hmm. So it does give it. Okay, so I was looking up to who invented the folding chair, and it looks like it was Nathaniel Alexander, and I guess it was a black dude.
Oh, okay, let's go. Folding chairs we all got them. Shout out to you, sir. Dedication to you.
Okay, let's see. It looks like it was patented maybe in 1855, and then he did the better version of it in 1911. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Inventions are tricky to pin down. I like the narrative that it was a black guy who invented it because it makes the narrative when that guy hits. It's just like I said. Did
you see the lady? No.
I did. Once again, if you're on the internet, that was very difficult to avoid. And like I said, I'm like you. I don't like violence, and I really don't like other people's misfortunes. But then when you see the context, it's
Like
like
they deserve it. You're right. Like, 'cause I definitely enjoy it when I feel like, oh yeah,
It wasn't like I was like super sad when they blew Bin Laden's head off. I was like,
Oh God, it went back to him. I forgot about him. But yeah,
it wasn't like I was like, oh,
it's like, I mean, I can kind of see where they were coming from.
Yeah, I was like, you kind of brought this on yourself, my guy.
Yeah,
like
you shouldn't did all that.
When you kick a hornet's nest, you'll be like, I got stung. That's not fair. It's like, yeah. And I don't like physical discomfort, so I usually try to avoid pissing off people who can really fuck me up.
So let me ask you this. What do you say to people who say that this had nothing to do with race at all?
To those people, I would say that you're right, because race doesn't exist.
Ooh.
It has more to do with a learned behavior around people's appearances and your assumptions about it.
Ooh. Wow. Way to... that was a pretty good way of putting that.
Yeah, some verbal jujitsu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they try to get lost in these terms, and it's like, yeah, we're suffering because we've turned a fiction into a reality. We've tried to turn a fiction into a reality, but you can't do that. Reality always has a way of rearing back up. Speaking of which, I'm going to use that as a segue into our other topic, which was the young man from The Blind Side.
Ooh.
Michael Oher.
Yes. So Michael, okay, Oher. I wasn't sure how to say that, but
I'm not sure either. I'm just being confident.
Oher. That's right. Michael Oher. Football player. He was in the movie it was depicted like he was sort of adopted by this white family as a was he in high school, I think? And he ended up going on to play like in college and then becoming an NFL player. I even think he won a Super Bowl at some point. But I'll give you guys, if you're not familiar, this article that I found was from The Hill. And it says, blindside football player Oher alleges he was never adopted in lawsuit. That was like the whole plot point of this movie, basically, is that this beautiful and nice and kindly white family saved this young black man from his black crackhead mama. And ultimately helped him become the success that he was. And so this says that Michael Oher, a former NFL player and main subject of the book and film The Blind Side, has alleged that he was never adopted by the family who helped make his life a story into a blockbuster movie. In a 26-page petition filed by Shelby County, Tennessee probate court, Oher asked the judge to end the conservatorship that he signed with Sean and Leah Ann. I don't know how you say this. Tui, Tuohy.
It was a Tuohy's, yes.
Tuohy.
And actually, they don't even deserve to have their names pronounced correctly. Let's purposely mispronounce it in a disrespectful way.
So
the Fooeys.
The Fooeys.
The Fooeys.
So, and he requested that the court prevent them from using his name and images and likeness.
Mm-hmm.
So, and actress Sandra Bullock won an Academy Award for Best Actress for her portrayal of Leah Ann in the film.
It wasn't that good.
Okay, well,
that movie sucked. I'm gonna just say it. Yeah, I got an opinion. That movie sucked. First and foremost, it was like when Gwyneth Paltrow won for Shakespeare in Love. That was just some Hollywood royalty stuff. Like, those movies aren't good. Nobody goes back and watches those on the holidays. They suck. Ooh. And they also and I had no idea. I would have never have guessed that he made no money off that movie. So you made a movie off of my life, and I don't get any. Your kids got paid off of it, but I didn't. And y'all said you were gonna adopt me, and you just did it so you could do. Because I guess the first step is conservatorship before an adoption, but they just never went through with it because once again they already got what they wanted, and it's disgusting. And
hold up. So so I'm going to read the rest. It says, okay, so his attorney said that in the filing that their client was told to sign the conservatorship papers that his family called a necessary step in the adoption process, which you kind of said maybe you do have to do that first, though the family never did legally adopt him. He trusted them and signed where they told him to sign. what he signed, however, and unknown to him until after February of 2023 were not adoption papers or the equivalent adoption papers. Instead, it was a petition for an appointment of conservatorship. So that's very different than, parental units or whatever. Which is kind of crazy. I mean, wait, you just found that out this year? That's fucking wild. Whoa, they got $225,000 for the
and
film,
points 2.5% of everything the movie ever made. He got nothing, and their kids, them and their kids. And once again, because I think this shows like they're like, what? He got his part. We helped his life. I think they feel like he got enough. You know what I mean? The fact that his life was, quote unquote, saved by their white saviorship. So they don't need to cut him in on the story of his life. And I think that's a very common sentiment among people like the Fooies.
The Fooies, you're just going to continue to...
Ole Miss. You know what they're like? Remember that family from Cat on a Hot Tin Roof? The Pollocks?
Ooh, I remember
It's
that.
very similar because, that was, I feel like that's what Brick, I think he played for Ole Miss.
Oh.
And it's this thing where, like, I think we, being from where we are, like, sports is very important where we're from. Like, places in the South, like Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, it's a whole nother game.
Let's talk about that for just a brief second. I know this kind of because in a former life, I was a nail tech. I still technically am licensed and do nails sometimes.
On a bitch.
But I had a regular client who was from Louisiana, and she was an LSU fan. You feel me? And so I know it's purple and gold because I used to do the nail art for her nails. Okay, and she went fucking hard every single time. Tiger stripes on a bitch. Okay, like it was a whole situation, and I'm thinking like this is college football. And she was going hard in the paint, like people. So I mean, you're right. We do witness it to a certain extent here, but I was like, yo, we're now doing, LSU nail art. We are now. Everything was LSU. She came in wearing. I don't think I ever saw her not wearing purple and gold. It was purple and gold to her hort. You know what I'm saying? Her hort.
I've never liked any of my schools that much.
I can't. And I think that's the thing about sports that fucks me up, y'all. Like, help me understand why. I don't care. I don't have school spirit. Like, it's
help
fine.
Moni figure it out.
Here. I just don't know why I'm supposed to care. It's like most of the time, you don't even get to pick where you live. Like, I just live here by chance, and I go to this school by chance. It's not like because this is the best school. This feels fraudulent for me to present it in that way. Like, it's cool. It's all right, but I can't get with it, y'all. I'm not.
Not enough to where I'm going to take someone into my home and pretend to adopt them so that we can have a really good defensive end this year.
It's real bad.
I don't even know if that's I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know, but it was and especially too when we know how freaking unethical all of these sports organizations are, especially knowing what it does to a lot of its participants. And like I said, if people want to choose to still do it, that's their business. But you should be. I'm a fan of fully informed consent. You should know going into this that this could cause you to have severe brain damage that could harm you and the people you care about.
And what's fucked up is that people will still pick that because, they probably figure wherever they're from, they're still going to have severe brain damage from the environment that they're in.
Probably the water. At
least, right. It's like the water's poisoned there. I'm probably, you know what I mean? Like the odds that I'm going to survive where I'm at now are pretty low. So fuck it. I'm going to roll the dice. So
funsies.
Yeah, it's just disheartening to think about. But I do think that, I do remember watching the movie back in the day feeling like, it's nice that they helped this young man, but also it was giving the white savior situation where you just feel like, here are these, lovely white folks coming in to save the day for this. It's like, that's all you really need. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just get you a nice little
white joint.
Get them. And
you definitely won't get fucked over. Don't even worry about it.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about finding out in 2023 when this movie came out in the 2000s, okay? that it's like, wait, I'm not adopted? Like, what? That's fucking wild, man.
And that would have been really expensive, and you were already about to turn 18.
And
we still wanted to be able to control your image and likeness. That's wild to me. Like, to me, that's the fact you would even want to do that, and the fact that you're already rich. Like, or I mean, at least well off.
That's how you stay rich. That's how you stay. I mean, and like that's just it too, because I think that people that come from that background have an understanding about how, let's just talk about it. Capitalism it's sort of predicated on exploiting people to an extent. Their ignorance or their lack of resources or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like, if
I think that's what the writer's strike is about, and the SAG strike is about. I really love that is so much in the news right now and is going on. I discovered a new podcast while you're away. Adam Factually with Adam from Adam It Ruins Everything. Do you remember that show?
Hell no.
He got fined. Anybody who remembers that show, I forget what channel it was on.
Wait, who got fined? Wait a minute, hold up.
Okay, so his name is Adam I can't remember his last name. Let me see. Adam Ruins Everything.
He probably does. Oh, I see. Okay.
Conover. Adam Conover. He had one of
Did you say he got fined?
He used to be way like dumpier. Like, he's like kind of firm and tan now.
Okay, first of all, don't do that.
Comparatively, you know what? I'm sticking by it. Nope. Cult leader confidence.
Well, good, because I'm gonna put them side by side so y'all can see who she thinks is fine right now.
He had one of the union reps from, I forget what. That's Adam. But that's what I'm saying. That's when he was doing Adam Ruins Everything. He's doing Factually now. So now
he's not this.
No, that's the old Adam. That's what I'm saying. So the new Adam is like all tan and firm.
Tan.
So
like me?
Yes, like you. It makes you at least like, 2 degrees hotter.
Okay, it's true. I feel hotter. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
Adam
Conover, Factually, because I've been following him, because I started following him on Instagram, because I was like, oh, you've been working out.
Oh, Adam. Oh.
Yeah. He got like, he did a little glow up.
Okay, this is him now.
Yes. That's better. You have to admit that's better.
I mean...
And you have to see like a little video of him. Anyway, the point of bringing him up was he had one of the union presidents from one of the airlines, like the... what is it? They're not called air hostesses anymore. What are they called?
They're not called what anymore?
Air hostesses. Flight attendants.
Oh, God.
So she's the head of the flight. I can't remember which company, but she was head of the flight attendants union. And she was talking about the importance of unions. And then they were talking about...
unionizing in this guy was Sarah Nelson.
There we go. Thank you. And it was I suggest everyone listen to it. There was so much really good history about it, because he was talking about how a lot of the studio execs don't know how to negotiate contracts anymore. That's part of the problem. Like, they're not even used to doing it, so they thought they didn't have to, and that's part of why this is happening. They thought they could just say whatever. So this is a wide kind of like... This is a problem that expands beyond just, sort of Hollywood and airlines. Basically, whenever you have capitalism and you have people who are able to sort of gain this amount of power and then
outsource the work.
Yeah, like they can threaten you with your utter demise if you're not able to participate in the system. So it's...
Damn.
Man.
That's pretty...
And actually, if you study the life and work of Martin Luther King and not just like the promo stuff they try to roll out in February, part of what he was...
the greatest hit.
Yeah, the thing he was really adamant about, and probably why he got shot, was he was for a system of universal basic income, because that would actually solve a lot of our societal problems. It's cheaper than solving the societal problems, but people don't want to do it because you'll lose that stranglehold you have over the workforce.
Yeah, then that's important because I mean that's the huge part of how the system works. I mean I'm part of it. I'm on hamster wheel daily, and I don't
but like there's countries that they're capitalist, but they still don't force their people into subservience. Like I think they just I just posted on my stories today. Finland they eliminated homelessness. They were just like, it was actually cheaper just to buy people flats than solve the problems that homelessness causes. Yeah, it was actually just easier and cheaper to give these people homes.
They ended.
It's on my story on Instagram. Yeah.
Hold up. Meanwhile, Finland committed to eradicating homelessness several years ago, and the statistics in that country show it's working. What is Finland's plan to eradicate homelessness? Since several years, homelessness has decreased in Finland, and the current government has a plan to end homelessness completely by 2027. Wowza.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I mean, I guess all you have to do is be determined to fix it.
I mean, quite honestly,
it's like losing
and see
weight.
the problems we're trying to solve in America right now are keeping trans girls from participating in sports. Like that's where our energy is going.
And drag queens from reading.
And attacking drag queens. Yes. Instead of, addressing things that could actually be a benefit to our society, we want to attack people who aren't harming anyone.
It's an effective tactic, I will say that.
It does seem to work over and over again.
Yeah, it keeps working. That's why they're doing it. So
it is.
Oh my gosh. Well, also too, I wanted to ask you, I mean, on a lighter note, since we're talking about all this shit, I know you've been watching stuff. I haven't seen anything. What's on your TV these days? What are you watching? Catch me up. What do I need to do?
So when I get bummed out about, how racist and oppressive our world can be, I turn on Netflix and I watched Michelle Buteau's new series, Survival of the Thickest.
Her. She's so funny.
She is fantastic. So I just watched that all in one sitting. It was pretty great. Garcella Buffet was in it too. It was just so fun and light and silly, and there was a fine Italian dude. It just all worked. It just all worked for me. Fashion, because she's playing a stylist.
I don't trust your
lots
description of fineness at this point, because we have to take that with a grain of salt, listeners, because she said fine to that man I just showed y'all if y'all watching YouTube. I mean, and listen,
fair.
No disrespect to you, sir, but fine is not an adjective that I would have used to describe.
He got finer than he was. He used to be very doughy and pasty, and now he's firm and tan.
Right. He improved. He did improve.
And got he got the beard right, and he's got the right glasses. I feel like he did a glow up. Can I say that? I don't want to say he did a glow up.
You know what I'm saying? It's fine.
Look, he's got it's unbuttoned a little, and you can see the chest a little bit. Let's go. But no, you guys can check it out yourselves. And she has a book that goes with it too, Survival of the Thickest, that I think we should read because it'll probably be funny. And I should probably just go to Amsterdam if I want to stop being single. There's so many funny black ladies that seem to go to Amsterdam and come back with a husband.
Ooh.
So I'm maybe that's what I need to do.
And who else? Wasn't it Chloe?
Amber Ruffin.
That's what her man's from?
I believe her. Yeah, her husband's Dutch. She can. Yeah, because Amber can speak Dutch.
They've made it.
Yeah. And I want to say maybe Ayaan Hirsi Ali, maybe.
Yeah, that probably tracks.
Dutch. Yeah, I know she. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like there might be a lot of talent over there. Maybe I'm missing out.
Oh my gosh. Well, I would love to go, but I wouldn't mind helping you find. I'll be a wingman, ringlet lady.
Oh, that should be our reality show.
I'll go to film. Anything else you're watching though, friend? That's good.
I'm watching so much crap. Oh my gosh.
I need a few things, because I mean, who knows what we're.
Okay, so so one of my faves is Young Sheldon. I relate so much to this little boy. It's so crazy. I think it's because they're not saying it, but he's obviously on the spectrum.
Okay.
And it's oh my gosh, I'm like, I have a lot in common with this, like, like little weirdo. I'm like, huh.
Perhaps.
I'm like, this is interesting. But like, yeah, there's just, and so I've been really getting my life to Young Sheldon. Strange Planet just came out. That's Dan Harmon's new show.
Dan Harmon. Wait, I should know him from something really popular. I know that his name, he's a part of big things.
We're almost there. You're right.
Something you like, because I've heard you say him.
Mm-hmm. Something I like a lot. Okay.
So, okay.
Mm-hmm. I mentioned him a lot. He talks. It is. He mentions the Joseph Campbell monomyth a lot.
Does he? Because he's on that one show that has the. I'm not Family Guy. That's not him. It's
not Seth MacFarlane.
Yes, not him. Because he sings musicals. That's the one who has the drunk scientist on it, right?
Yes.
Don't tell me.
Yes.
Rick and Morty.
Yes, it is. Good job.
I
need to get there. It's just because it's midnight. It's because it sped everything up. Yes. So Dan Harmon has a new show. It's not as crazy as Rick and Morty. It's actually really, really cute.
Okay.
It's really hard to describe because the language he uses on the show is very deliberate and alien-like, but it's also still very tender, and there are still songs. It is very tender and feel-goody. Like, it's not crazy and gross. It's on Apple TV. It does give heavy Steven Universe vibes. Like, especially the animation style and the color. Because actually, I even said when I was watching it earlier with my daughter, like, this looks like Beach City from Steven Universe, even the opening and stuff like that. I've really been enjoying that. I've also been enjoying Solar Opposites is back. That was the Justin Roiland show. Justin Roiland got canceled though, but then they dropped the charges, so now they kind of don't know what to do with them. So they kind of took him off all his shows because he was Justin Roiland was the other guy from Rick and Morty. He actually does the voice of Rick and Morty.
Okay.
And they fired him from Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites because he had some charges. He was charged with sexual harassment kind of stuff.
Now,
but the charges got dropped, but now it's kind of like,
do we have him back?
I say let them back, but whatever. They're just gonna do what they're gonna do. What else have I feel like that's pretty much the only thing. That's what I've been falling asleep on lately. Oh, and I've been watching the sentence roll in for Tory Lanez for shooting that Meg Thee Stallion.
The sentence rolling.
I watched that.
So what happened? I have no idea.
You're familiar with the original story. They were getting drunk at, I think, Kylie Jenner's house back a couple years ago. And then, some words were exchanged. And, I mean, we've all been there after the club. Feelings are running hot. And then pop.
Yeah, we always leave before the nightly shooting, though. Thank God.
Yeah.
She didn't make it out in time.
She did not. She didn't. She ignored the red flags. And I'm just saying, like, this is one of the consequences of ignoring the red flags. I'm sure this wasn't the first time he did something wild. And shout out to all the dudes who was like, man, he ain't even shoot her. So if you had to guess, how many years do you think Tory Lanez got for shooting at a woman drunkenly?
I don't think
admittedly, he didn't shoot her, he just shot at her.
Mm-hmm. Which is like, what's the big deal? Sarcasm. I would say I don't think he got any years. I think he probably just got
no, there's a number. It's a non-zero number.
Okay. I'm gonna say he got a year then. And then he probably has like some kind of a house arrest type shit for like 18.
Now keep in mind he has priors and he's a foreigner.
Oh. So they were waiting to throw the book at this man. They were like, thank goodness. Okay, well, so I don't know what it means when you're from there.
Because I think he was on probation, possibly.
Okay, so then 10 years.
Very good. He was exactly
really okay.
And yes, and I think whatever state it happened in, I think it was California. Yeah, because it's Kylie Jenner's house. You have to do at least 80% of the sentence. Like they don't do half off for good behavior. He's got to at least do 80% of it.
Damn.
Or flee to Canada. I don't know. But like he's
Okay.
yeah, a lot of people think he got too much time because he didn't actually shoot her. He was just shooting at her, which is, like you said, no big deal. It just happens. You get drunk. You know, who hasn't had that happen? You know, you said something and I was like, I disagree with what you said. That made me feel bad about myself.
I'm just gonna shoot
get my
in your
gun.
direction.
Yeah, and just shooting your general direction.
Well, we are American.
Yeah, you go to jail for that.
Wow.
We're American, exactly. Yeah, we don't let
He
Canadians
can't.
come
You
in and
just
pull
can't
that
come here
crap.
taking up our rights like that. You can't just come up in here just shooting around and Meg Thee Stallion. The fuck's wrong with you?
At Kylie Jenner, was it Kylie?
It
Was
was-
it one? I feel like it was
it
one
was
of the
Kylie.
Jenners. I get
It
them
was
mixed
Kylie.
up. It was Kylie Jenner. Okay, so you gonna shoot at one of the Kardashians'
Yeah, you
houses
blowing up her
and
spot.
think like ain't nothing gonna
Mm-mm.
happen, right? No, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
I don't know how I missed that. I mean, I
um,
did not see that at all. Okay.
You was on the beach.
Yeah, I don't know. But that, I mean, here's my thing. It's like, yeah. I mean, honestly, if you're out here shooting at bitches, I don't think that you don't need to be on the street, sir. Go sit the fuck down somewhere. Think twice about that next time.
Think about what you did.
Yeah, go
Think
sit
about
down,
what you
sir.
did.
I don't feel bad for them.
Yeah, like I said, like much like the people at that dock.
Right, it's like, I mean,
Yes, you are facing consequences for your actions. And yes, these are very severe consequences, but
they were severe as well. People can
were
die
very
from the
severe.
actions that you had did. Oh,
Yes, they
man, like-
can. Yes, they can. Guns aren't for display. They are for when things are serious.
I was told
and
and trained up, from my family in the that if you pull a gun on somebody, be prepared to shoot that motherfucker till, first of all, empty the clip and kill them dead.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yes, because you don't pull it out unless you're going to shoot, and you don't shoot unless you're going
don't
to
pull the
kill.
thing out unless you plan to bang.
Unless you plan to bang.
Well, old
Balls over
song for you,
Baghdad.
for sure.
They're not, guns are
They're
not
not.
toys.
They're not.
And
And I don't think so.
I assume if he took it out, he was either planning to kill her or send a like I said, guns
I mean,
aren't
were
for
you
sending a
playing?
message.
Were
They're
you just
real.
kidding? Like, was that a joke?
And also too, shout out for everybody who wasn't famous and have had shit like that happen to them, and just everyone was like, well, that's what you get. Kind of like that dock worker, if it hadn't been recorded, he'd probably be locked up.
Ooh, well, and you know what? I don't know. That felt hot. That felt like a hot take. I feel like let's take a break. And we're back.
Fabulous.
Just like our book club. Fabulous. 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 Fabulous.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you
Round of
guys.
applause.
So listen, this was fun. I loved catching up with you this week. I love being able to kind of like talk about we're not the hot tops girls. Like, I feel like we don't always hit the pop culture points.
Nah.
Honestly, there's so many people doing it so well that I just feel like I'm gonna let the guys do what they do.
We get it. Beyonce's on tour.
Listen, you know.
Taylor's doing. Like, you people get it. You know what's going on. You guys have Instagram.
You don't need us for that, okay? But it was kind of fun though to kind of jumping in there, and of course we took it back to slavery and back around again, like we do. Because I mean, hello,
I stand 10 toes down. Slavery was a big deal.
it was bad. It was real bad. That's an understatement. So
It wasn't just a passing thing. It was a pretty big deal.
yeah, it made an impact if you want to say that.
Much like a giant pickle, it was a big deal.
A big deal, big deal.
Big deal.
So there's nothing to really rate this week though, but I guess we could.
I'd rate that fight.
Oh,
I'm gonna give 5 out of 5 folding chairs. Boom, nailed it. Rated.
Okay. Well, we're gonna leave it at that then. You know what I'm saying? It's 5 chairs in your face. It's that lady's nose.
5 chairs down.
It's 5 of them noses, okay? That was ugly.
I'm glad she was not permanently hurt.
Was that the one who was Was she like, I don't, never mind.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
gonna leave. I'm leaving. It's too late to go back into that.
Yeah.
It was
I
real.
think I know I think I know exactly enough about that.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna leave your rating there because I stand on that as well. I'm just gonna
Thank
copy
you.
your answer, and let's just spin the wheel. Spin it.
Okay.
Yay! We
We won.
won. This is like the jackpot, the lottery. This is talk about connecting and collabing. This is a bit of a reunion. We had the pleasure of doing an event with Lativa, one of our 2 guests next week, who is one of the co-founders of Create, Connect, and Collab. And her and Starla are going to be joining us next week. And I'm so excited.
I am too. It's going to be delightful. I can't wait to talk to her again. I can't wait to meet Starla. I'm trying to think of anyone we've met that we don't like doing this podcast so far. Like, that we've actually had on the podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, that we've actually worked with. Because, of course, we've met people since we started the podcast.
My favorite. Just a miracle.
But as far as actually collabing and creating, the people we've collabed
And connected
with, I feel
with,
like,
if you will.
Exactly. I feel like that has so far just been all aces.
No, for sure. I genuinely have enjoyed all the people we are meeting. It's one of my most favorite things. Like, honestly, I was so tired today, even though I had a fabulous vacation, and then like my day was crazy at work. But like, even just doing this and just talking about the stuff, just talking about collabing with them and having the opportunity to really connect and talk about their projects coming up. And whatever the shenanigans we get into, I'm pumped. So it's going to be fun. Hope you guys tune in.
Oh, and speaking of collabing, shout out to the Harder Brunch gentlemen. They have an adult summer camp coming out in beautiful Nashville, Indiana.
Ooh.
And I will be joining them August 27th to do a coffee and canvas at their adult at camp. So for everyone who's able to wake up early that day, because it is also being sponsored by Upland Brewery. So for everyone who's able to get up early that morning, I'll be hosting a drawing class.
My God.
And I'm really looking forward to that because I love drawing. And a lot of times when I host these events, it's the only time I get to draw.
So let me ask you
or
this.
Paint.
One. You don't strike me as the nature gal. So you about to be out here in these nature streets?
How dare you? I am the most naturalist. I'm just kidding. I love civilization so much. No, I'm going to, I'll just be up there. I love nature in the daytime.
In the daytime.
So I'll be there in the daytime.
Okay. Listen, the fact that they got you out the house, I will say I feel like they owe us money now.
That's right. You heard her, Thad. And specifically Thad. Dyke, you're not in this. Thad, you owe us money.
Yeah, you owe us money now, okay? You got my friend out here in the wilderness drawing pictures and shit. You know what I'm saying? Tell Upland to cut us a check.
No, it's all good. They're breaking me off a little something. They're gentlemen.
I like that. You guys are aces. So much to look forward to, you guys. Hopefully you guys can check Kat out.
Maybe I'll add this later or earlier. I was gonna sing during our dedication. I was gonna change the words because it's just the music plays, but we play the music to lift every voice and sing.
Yeah.
But I was gonna change it. I was gonna sing lift every chair and swing.
But wait, does that exist already?
Lift every chair and swing till earth and heaven ring with the harmony of timberlands. Up your ass. Let our rejoicing. And that's it for Fab today. I can't hit that note. I love you guys, though.
That was beautiful.
Your body belongs to you.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless, you guys. I'm out of here. Till next time. Peace.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers. Thank Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.